We good?
Going live.
We're going live?
So we're sharing 3 mics here, 2 mics. I'm kind of in the middle. These guys are going to be on the side.
Yep.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to
Welcome.
another edition of the Weekly Narrative live stream. This week we're doing it on a Monday because we missed you guys on Saturday. We figured we'd give you a day of rest, enjoy Thanksgiving with the family, do the turkey and all that kind of stuff.
But now the week has started anew.
New week, new weekly narrative, new narratives that we need to talk about. So, glad you're here. Get in, come grab a seat, get a drink, get comfortable. We got a special guest today.
Fill the stands.
We're in Reno, Nevada, investigating all the election integrity issues that were happening here.
Totally.
Personally, ourselves, actually doing it. What's up, Michael Evans from Howdy from Orange County? He says, new to your channel. Good stuff. Hey, glad you're here, buddy.
Welcome, Michael.
Hope
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, we hope you like the live streams because it's a little tough to get the on the street content these days.
There's not a lot of people on the street.
To my right or left on the screen is Delaney, my
What's up,
co-host. To the left, to the right is Cut from Cut Productions Inc. You guys may have seen him or his stuff previously on Facebook and YouTube. We did a couple videos together. We met actually in San Francisco, doing a resist Antifa rally type
Don't
thing.
ask how we met in San Francisco.
Yeah, and what's up? We got Biggest Little Bear. Hello from Reno.
What's
He's
up,
also in
Reno?
Reno.
We got a beautiful view of Reno right outside the window.
Slight
here.
disclaimer here. This is probably going to be a little bit more of a PG-13 higher end of the scale rated stream this time because Cut, he's known for his edgier content, and that's why we brought him on. We're here. We wanted to give him the chance to spice up our streaming a little bit. You may see his mask. He wears this in public. This is for Karen, it says.
This is for Karen.
This is for Karen!
So why do you wear that? You just like pissing people off or what?
I just think Karen has gotten a bad rep in the media lately, and I'm out here trying to support her. A lot of people out there are named Karen, and I think they've been targeted.
They've got it rough right now.
I think they're being stereotyped.
For all the Karens out
I
there.
understand there's other social issues like Black Lives Matter and all these other social issues going on right now, but I think Karen's lives matter, and and that's why I wear the mask. I don't do it for me, Jeremy.
No,
I do it for
know.
you.
And you're very selfless, I know.
And you do it for me, right, too, Cut?
I do it for you.
Yeah. Do it for everybody. And the Karens as
That's
well.
what we have to do. Right now, we have to adopt a mindset of what can I do for my neighbor. It's not about what I want anymore. I don't want, I want to go out and have a nice dinner. I want to go to the movie theaters. But that's not important. That's not the priority anymore. The priority is what is more important for my obese 80-year-old neighbor. Because we have to all comply to fulfill the lowest common denominator now, which is great. That's where you want your society to be.
Yeah.
Also, we all know the obese 80-year-old neighbor obviously cares about themselves as well. So we want to just give them that extra jump, I guess, into just having a positive attitude and getting out there. And
they need the support.
They need the support, and we wear the mask for them.
Yeah.
Addicted, what's up, Addicted? Welcome to the chat.
Addicted to drums.
Addicted.
Welcome.
Addicted says military air traffic seems to be up lately. True question mark.
I mean,
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
I can see an airport out the window right now, but I don't know if there's any military stuff taking off from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's possibly true. We're not going to say 100% true, but they're out there. We know they are out there. I mean, I live pretty close to an Air Force base in Sac, and I see all kinds of military planes going in and out. So maybe.
Well, we know that with the transition into a Biden presidency, that we're gonna start some wars, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I heard last week. I heard they've mobilized for the first time in 5 years or 6 years a B-52 Stratofortress bomber.
Oh.
Which is one of the biggest planes, and they send it to the Middle East. So maybe you're right.
Maybe.
I don't know what's going on, but
to drums.
I will tell you, I'm not an investment advisor, but I moved everything that I had into Raytheon, Lockheed, Halliburton, and Boeing. So if Biden's really going to get in, you may as well make some money off it.
Yeah, a little bit, or try to.
Why not?
Try to get in on it as much as you can.
Speaking of Biden's team. Oh, yeah, the server raid. All right, yep. So he's talking about the server raid that you were talking about.
Yes.
She's plugged into the Q stuff. And
I'm-
apparently the Q drop came in. You want to talk about the Q drop a little bit?
Well, I can read it.
Just summarize it.
To summarize it, well, the Q drop basically said that they were raids in, I think it was like Frankfurt, Germany, for the Dominion the voting machine company, and there were lives lost and shots exchanged and all kinds of stuff. But they've successfully retrieved the servers from the Dominion raid. So we're gonna see what information we can get off that.
Apparently, they're
you
trying to seize these servers because this is where the election data was stored, and this is where they know that if they get if like Trump gets his hand on these servers, he's gonna have the ability to get evidence.
Apparently, the CIA.
What's up, Jay?
The CIA were the ones that were protecting it, and they had like paramilitary, paramilitary people protecting the servers. And they were going up against their own. They were going up against U.S. Army Special Forces. So it's kind of a government U.S. on U.S. a little bit of action.
It sounds like
going
the
on.
plot to an awesome movie, actually.
Kind of a little bit.
Like a Swordfish sequel.
It's another bad Keanu Reeves movie.
Yeah, kind of.
We got to get the servers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah. Every time I see a trailer with him, I'm like, again?
What's John Wick 4?
John Wick 4, Matrix 4,
Seize the servers.
Bill and Ted's 2. He just came out with.
What's up, John? John says hit the like button. I tend to agree. I
Always
think you should hit
agree.
the like button. As we jump into our first story here
Story
tonight.
time!
Story time with weekly narrative.
Transition.
Right.
Oh, so smooth and beautiful.
I'm going to need you to read that, Jeremy. I am illiterate.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what he's here for.
You guys may have heard. You got in the news. This is. I mean, it's been a little slow lately news-wise.
She gives me a Karen vibe, by the way. Just throwing that
Little
out
bit.
there.
Oh, the Fox News
A
lady.
little
Yeah.
bit of a Karen vibe.
She looks like a
Probably is
Karen.
a bit of a Karen.
Yeah, I guarantee it. The Fox thing's all shit now anyway.
From Washington Post, Biden hires all-female senior communications team. Names Neera Tandon, director of OMB.
How stunning and brave of him.
That's exciting.
I just want to know what the probability is that if you actually went through and you evaluated every single position based on all the available candidates, what's the likelihood that you actually got all women?
I'm sure they're all qualified, Jeremy.
Yeah, they're all
I'm sure
super
that was
qualified.
the first thing Joe Biden was looking for. That
You got right to the heart of what I was
yeah.
trying to get
I just
to.
want to know how much sniffing is going to be going down
Right?
in this White House. He's got 12 women running around trying to figure shit out, finding his teeth, his toothpaste, his robe, all this old man shit that he can't do. And it's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for the photos to come out if the news reports it. But he's going to be sniffing around all over the place. I'm looking forward to it. Who needs a scented candle when you got 12 women running around and you're Joe Biden?
Yep.
From Wilmington, Delaware, President-elect Joe Biden has filled out his economics and communications teams, enlisting mostly women, including several of color, because that's important.
Yeah, that's really important.
That makes him qualified. That alone.
That
That
alone.
alone.
increases your qualifications by
progressive.
50%.
That's where we're
I
at
would
now.
say at least 50% increase. Yeah.
Because this color of your skin definitely has a lot to do with
Absolutely.
your ability.
I'm more likely to believe Simone Sanders than a white girl. In a move that reflected his campaign pledge to create an administration that presents a diverse face to America as it tackles twin pandemic and economic crises. Crises. Biden is expected to nominate Neera Tandon, a name I've never heard before. Have you heard that?
Which name?
Neera?
Neera
Neera?
Tandon.
Neera Tendon?
Yeah, everyone's trash talking her on social media now all of a sudden, but
Yeah.
for obvious reasons, but I've never even heard of her.
I never even heard of her either. I mean,
Chief executive of the left-leaning Center for American Progress.
at least they admitted that it's left-leaning.
As director, as the director of the
The
influential.
Washington Post called somebody left-leaning.
That's
Right?
pretty surprising.
That's kind of surprising.
That's out there, yeah.
Okay.
She was director of the influential Office of Management and Budget.
Okay.
Oh, well, she will be.
Oh, she will be. Okay.
According to people familiar with the matter, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the nominations freely. Tandon, whose parents immigrated from India, interesting, will be the first woman of color to oversee the agency.
That's exciting.
So exciting and progressive.
Stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave.
I actually feel things are going to be all better now.
Everybody give them a golf clap.
Well, yeah. I don't have anything else to add to that.
Yeah.
Who's the new guy? John, good question. This is cut from Cut Productions Inc., who also used to do videos with same style kind of that I did, but a little more comedic. And we just met in San Francisco one day a few years back and started hanging out, and making content together. And now, since we're in Reno, it's his hometown, we're going to be having him on as a guest.
Yeah. We that's why we're not in the normal multi-million-dollar studio tonight, guys. We are in our hotel room.
Yeah, we had to downgrade to the Taj Mahal here in Reno.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but Jay says giving people advantages or disadvantages based on race is so progressive.
So progressive, don't you know? That's the new progressive way.
The well, you know what the inevitable result of this is going to be, right? Because we all know, based on what I was saying at the beginning of this whole thing, that they're not hiring based on who the best candidate is. They're hiring based on, are you a woman, are you color?
Yeah, woman, color. That's what we're looking for.
You can't. You can run that long term. You can run that for like a 4-year presidency without any major problems. But if that becomes a thing, I mean, we're gonna get invaded by China or Russia or something, like, you know, and we're gonna get taken over. The country's just gonna start crumbling slowly.
I've been saying a Chinese invasion is gonna happen, especially in California. We're right there, man. We're right there.
I just think with everything going on in the world right now and all the chaos, finally everything just kind of came into fruition now that we have these 12 women cabinet members under Joe Biden.
Yep.
And now that we have that, and there's diversity involved in there, different cultures and everything, you know, I'm not even worried about the pandemic anymore or any wars. I don't know about you guys.
David H says in chat, I think I would welcome a Chinese invasion. It's probably, well, I think David's on the same boat I am, and it's like when you're at this point to where you're just like throwing women in because they're women and like, yeah, girl power, like, you don't understand, because things have been so good, we have the ability to do this where it's like, okay, there's not this much consequences, we can throw a woman in there. But when you're going to get into a situation where, you know, the only way back from this is to actually have something really bad happen to get that wake-up call. You know what I mean?
Well, think of it this way. Think of the two stereotypes for bad drivers. It's Asians and women. And now we got them fucking in power.
Yes.
And so this
They're not
is,
driving anything.
Yeah, they're not driving anything except our country.
You know,
They're
gonna
just,
be,
they're just leading the country.
They're just driving our
They're just
country.
leading the communications department of the...
driving us right into the fucking ground.
Well, you know what? The communications might be a little bit easier to read coming out of the White House because it's going to have, like, emojis now. They're going to have, like, hearts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
The memos are going to be much more lovely and very passive aggressive instead of
passive aggressive and emotional.
passive aggressive and emotional. You know, once a month, all of these senior cabinet members are all just going to be angry and just not want to talk to anybody, like call out of work.
So the only one that I recognized on this, let's jump down a little bit in the article here. I think they have a list.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC?
No.
Oh, okay.
That
Thank
would
God.
be great.
That would be great, but
Her
then
and her horse teeth.
Yeah.
Simone Sanders, I think, is going to be the going to take McEnany's
The chick from
position.
Georgia?
Yep.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Have you ever seen the field goal she's got in her teeth? You seen those buck teeth? She's got a big old gap in the front. And it was funny, too. They got this Trump head. If you could find it and post it up, there's this Trump head coming out of her teeth, and it says, "Wall." It's fucking great.
this is why we have cut in the building right now, because we need this. This is great.
Gotta spicing it up.
Gotta spice it up.
Spicy comic relief.
Spicy, super spicy.
We live. The funny one. What's up, man? Of course we live. We're back.
We are live and we live.
We took one weekend off. That's all.
Yeah,
Look up
just-
that chick from Georgia's teeth when you guys got a second.
Yeah,
Simone
Google
Sanders.
it real quick. Google it.
Should I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if
think
you
we
can put it on, if you can put Samoa Sanders teeth Trump wall, and see if that picture comes up.
that meme.
Simone Sanders, Trump wall. Images. If it's not in like the front 2 rows, I'm not doing it.
Oh, it's not. It's
okay.
definitely not.
It's probably a meme.
I spelled her name wrong, maybe? Yeah, no.
Oh man.
It's not there.
No.
Never
We'll try to
mind.
get it to you guys
a
later
good
if,
shot.
We
Is
remember.
it yeah, I didn't even know what she looked like.
If we had
so.
her teeth, well, yeah.
AOC for Treasury Secretary and Fed Chairman. Dual role. Nice suggestion, David, in chat. I like that. Yeah, she definitely knows her way around money.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bartender definitely knows her way around money.
Very experienced.
Very experienced with finances.
She had to spend a lot of money on those teeth. Like one tooth probably cost the same as fucking my whole set to get one tooth taken care of.
What is it with you and teeth?
Her teeth. You ever seen her teeth? Cortez?
No, I know.
Horse
She,
mouth.
she does have horse teeth.
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Josiah, what's up, Josiah?
She's
Welcome.
gonna get rid of the cow
Josiah,
farts,
my
though, which
homie
is important.
Josiah's here. What's
says,
up? What's up?
California is the 5th largest economy in the world, yet can't even give power to their own residents. They waste so much money in the wrong things. Yeah. Well, you can. I mean, it's just a tiny little sampler of what they want to do to the entire country. I mean, you can look at how they're handling COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at how they handle energy,
Mm-hmm.
the economy, every aspect of it. Which is why I moved there, because I wanted to see what was going to happen to the rest of the country, and that's where you wanted to.
He wanted to see it in person.
I'm
Yeah.
the guy looking over the fence from Reno.
Yeah, you
I didn't want to be in it. I just wanted to kind of look over the fence.
I
kinda
do
see
want to
what was
point
going
out
on.
that
Just
it
wanted to
is
be like,
it's
"Hey,
much more
what's
open.
up?"
It's much more open and free over here right now, as
Right
opposed
now.
to California. But Newsom he recently put everybody into what's called the purple tier. So California has these tiers,
Yeah.
and depending on what tier you're in, you're restricted to a certain level. Purple's the highest. And even though these counties didn't meet purple tier requirements, he put them in there anyway.
Yeah.
So basically, right now, 99% of California is in purple tier.
Purple tier.
And on top of that, he's talking about adding additional restrictions, including stay-at-home orders, because the numbers of ICU beds are getting populated.
Yeah, they're getting so populated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
if you want to,
But I'm thankful that Gavin Newsom apologized when he got caught eating at the laundry basket or whatever it was
the
called.
French Laundry. Fanciest restaurant
That was
in
the
California.
best apology. That was the best non-apology I've ever seen in my life.
it was the most awkward apology I think I've ever seen, because you know he's acting, but I think he also knows that he's acting, so he doesn't know if he's should be portraying that he's acting or
Yeah.
portraying that he's genuine, and you can see it in his expressions as
Yeah.
he's talking.
Well, because when he used the phrase "I made a mistake," and automatically assume that people are just going to forgive you for it, why don't we just use that in the court system too?
Right? Right?
I dropped a brick on her head twice. I made a mistake,
I made a mistake.
and I'm
It was-
sorry.
it was
I know
mis-
I told you guys not to drop bricks on people's heads. I did it twice. I didn't know there was a camera there, but that's
I didn't-
besides the point.
I didn't know I was being filmed, so
If
I
the-
apologize for that.
If the camera didn't catch me doing it, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. But because the camera did, and because I make a lot of money and have a lot of power,
Yes,
and I
exactly.
fucked Kimberly Guilfoyle,
Vaughn said it. He said, "I've never seen someone so happy admitting guilt before." He didn't know what was going on. He was like, "All right, this isn't like a campaign ad. This is you're supposed to be an apology. Like they couldn't have done multiple takes to get him to, do it right."
he is a good-looking man, though.
Most politicians.
How do you think he got
are,
governor?
Like, surprisingly good looking.
Matt
Some of-
McConaughey's running for politics.
Hell
You want
yeah.
to talk about a good-looking man?
All
running for-
right,
and
all
he's running
right, all
Republican.
right.
Republican.
All right, all right, all right.
For what though?
He's running for the all right party.
Hey, all right, all right, all right, party.
I'm in. I like it. I'm
Oh,
sold.
Yep. Is he the blackface guy? No, Gavin Newsom is not the blackface guy. That is Justin Trudeau, J-Mon. That is Justin Trudeau.
Different good-looking politician.
Yeah, different good-looking politician, but that's
Yeah,
Canada's
Justin
prime
Trudeau's
minister.
like 12 though.
He is.
Tomasi says that I reckon us Aussies are probably gonna get invaded before you Seppos. I don't know what Seppo means, but I think
Is that like
We got
Australian?
we got
Why
someone
would-
from Australia.
Is
here?
that Australian
we got a
slang?
global audience.
We do. Is
Global.
that Australian audience for Americans? I don't know. Maybe.
I just want to know: is it true that Australian women look at American men to be superior, handsome, better looking than the Aussie man?
I've never heard that.
Better. What was the other one? Richer. I'm gonna go with that.
Hmm.
And I heard
Probably-
Aussies are kind of like machismos, kind of like down in Brazil.
Separatists, maybe separatists. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would they go to Australia though?
but I
Yeah.
guarantee Steve the Croc Hunter. What was his name?
Steve
Steve
Owen.
Irwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a gentleman.
I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to Australia anytime soon. There's
I don't
nothing.
think so.
Nothing
I think
down
Australia
there.
is gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think Australia is good. They might. They're probably going to start invading like Indonesia and Philippines and Taiwan, and they're going to just take over all of these other countries like that are attached to China first, and then they're
Nobody
gonna
wants
come
your
over here.
kangaroos.
Yeah, nobody wants the kangaroos. Like none of that shit.
Biden says he still hasn't told us his plan to fight the COVID pandemic.
It's the
Better-
same plan
better than
Trump
Trump.
had.
Better
It's
than
the same
Trump.
plan.
Well, John says he hasn't told us how he's going to do it better than Trump,
Yeah,
which I think he's right.
yeah. Well,
We haven't really gotten any kind of like.
apparently he's going to be he's going to have like a whole team to figure out like how to handle COVID. So that's how he's going to figure out COVID. It's not like Trump has a team.
Vaccines
of people.
already in the pipeline.
Yeah, the
Speaking
vaccines,
of
are almost
vaccines,
done.
what about fat people?
We're going to talk about
We're going
that.
to talk about
We
that.
got some fat people vaccines.
We've got
coming out.
some breaking news about how obese people might get priority for the vaccine. You guys are definitely going to want to hear that. Although I know nobody hears obese,
fat privilege.
fat privilege.
Super fat privilege,
I like it.
especially when they're labeled as obese. That's like you're not just fat when you're obese. You're like super fat.
Yeah. So David H mentions it. We got a couple Davids in the chat, I think.
We got a couple
But
Davids.
David H says that the media's got his back. And it sounds like we all knew that was going to happen, but we're seeing stories now already related to. We'll jump right into the next story we've got for Biden. Foot injury.
Oh,
You guys seen the coverage around this?
poor Biden.
So this is from Fox News, and I want to note this is the first article we've ever cited from Fox News, I think. So don't yell at me for using a Fox News article, okay?
Yeah.
I allow myself one every 4 months.
Yeah.
And this is it. Because Fox News, relating back to the comment from David, is pointing out how CNN is using Biden's foot injury to fawn over the transparency of the incoming administration. And I know you guys aren't on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter, and I've seen a lot of people, journalists, quote unquote, on Twitter, who are like, the quote that I saw used was, "In a breath of fresh air, Biden offers transparency into his medical status as he tells everyone that he's got a foot injury." So we're already seeing members of the media like, "Oh yeah, no, Biden's so great. In a breath of fresh air, we're fun."
Yeah, he's so transparent about his health.
If I took my pants off, they can't see me, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No pants party is the best party.
From Fox News, President-elect Joe Biden sustained a hairline fracture in his right foot while playing with one of his dogs on Sunday.
Oh.
And CNN used the injury to fawn over how transparent it thinks the incoming administration will be compared to President Trump's. First of all, Trump was probably the most transparent president we've ever had.
Yes.
He tells you exactly what he's thinking in his tweets, and that's what the entire news media model became based off of, was reading and trying to interpret his tweets. He tells you exactly what he's thinking. How does it get more transparent than that? Biden has no social media presence. He has a team of people who make his tweets.
I wonder if he fractured his foot with those 12 chicks that are in his cabinet now.
Maybe.
The transparency coming from Biden's transition team about hairline fractures and the president-elect's foot suggests that the effort by the Trump White House to actively obfuscate when asked basic questions about the president's health is over. CNN's editor-at-large Chris Calizza, very noteworthy, reliable journalist.
Super.
Now, they're both old as shit, Trump
they
and Biden. However, if you look at the energy levels between the two of them, it is different. Like, if I didn't even know who they were, and I saw Trump talk, and I saw Biden talk, Biden puts me to fuck to sleep. I watched him with Lester Holt, who also puts me to sleep.
Lester's awful.
Give him an interview on ABC or NBC or whatever shit network it was, and I was just falling asleep. It was terrible. It was fucking doctored to the brim.
Yeah.
Softball after softball.
And they probably do like multiple takes of his answers.
Oh,
too.
What's your favorite color? You like ice cream? How does it feel to be president? Did they give you a new coloring book? You know, it's just, it was the most boring shit ever. And in Trump, you watch him, if he was getting interviewed by Lester Holt, he'd be like pointing fingers at him, motherfucking him on everything, calling him fake news and all kinds of shit. But then Biden's just like, I don't know.
Biden,
I'm just saying, if I didn't even know them, and I didn't have a preference between the two, if I just saw the two talk.
Yeah, there's no. Somebody said in chat that there's no tough questions or anything like that where they would, actually put him in a predicament where he has an option to say something that would go against him. Every single question presented is like a path that leads him to a specific answer that's scripted or whatever.
Yeah, it's totally scripted.
And speaking of transparency, let's talk about Trump's COVID ordeal. What more transparency could we have had in that situation?
Yeah, when he got the test results, he went on Twitter and said, like, me and Melania and I, just to be grammatically correct.
It was just like when I got COVID and the helicopter showed up to my house to pick me up to bring me to the hospital. It was the same thing. That's what happens when you're an important person, and I like to consider myself pretty important. I don't want to sound like a narcissist or anything, but I am better than you.
You are a VIP. You are a VIP cut.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had the helicopter outside, and once I got in there, I felt pretty comfortable, and got to the hospital, and they gave me some Regeneron? Regeneron, and a couple other things. And I had an interesting question from a libtard, believe it or not. It wasn't Regeneron, but what's the other thing he took?
Hydroxychloroquine?
Nope, there was something else he took.
Progesterone?
It's made by It's made by fetal parts.
Oh shit!
Made by a baby and it was like the question. The question was that was presented to me by a libtard was, so if you're anti-abortion, what do you think about one of the cures for COVID being something that's made of a
Fetal
fetus?
parts.
Fetal parts.
Yeah.
Stalking horse in chat
It's a good
says,
question.
He says
Yeah, it's a great question.
remdesivir.
So-
Remdesivir.
Remdesivir, yeah.
Remdesivir.
There you
yeah,
go.
was it remdesivir? Yeah. So is that true? Can somebody verify that for us?
I don't know.
That there is
Sounds like a conspiracy theory to me,
baby,
but that's just my
There are
fetal
baby parts in it?
inside this.
like stem cells or something like that. Or?
Something that only could come from abortion. That's all. And then the logic from the libtard was, would you take it if you were anti-abortion? Would you take this
Yeah.
to
No.
cure yourself from a deadly virus?
No.
Well, see, here's the
From
point.
China.
The point.
China.
From China.
The point that I'm making is that we knew they told us exactly what he was taking. He was taking progesterone, I think, which is a steroid. He was taking remdesivir, and he was taking the other one. So it's like, what else did you need to know? Regeneron. What else did you need to know about the whole situation?
Right.
They told you every step of the way. They had doctors come out every day to answer questions. I don't know. That doesn't even make any sense. We all know the media is inconsistent, and now it's all of a sudden like, oh, Biden's so transparent.
Biden is the most transparent president we've ever had. No, he's not. Sorry, y'all. Like,
But anyway,
But Biden, obviously, I mean, being the whatever he is, you love how they have the office of the president-elect. Where's that located? Can someone Google where is the office of president-elect located? It's not a real fucking thing. It's in his basement.
whatever house you live in, I think they just turned that.
Office
Yeah.
of president-elect.
Yeah. I need to take a hand sanitizer break here real quick.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
you gotta sanitize a little bit.
Did I get too close?
I just got to do it every 15 minutes to maintain protocols.
Yeah, because you care, right?
I care.
Yeah, you
You're not
care.
doing it for
This
you.
is about you guys. It's not about me.
Oh, okay.
It's not about me. Yeah, I'm gonna just make sure you guys stay safe.
All of us are trying to stay safe out here.
David said it was made from stem cells, potentially baby parts. So that's,
Potentially baby
Potentially.
parts. Okay, well, potentially. I mean, yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know if that qualifies, but we're gonna go with it.
the
Yeah.
So would you guys take it? Go ahead and answer that question. Would
I
you
wouldn't.
take it if you were anti-abortion?
I wouldn't.
If you knew the
Anti-abortion.
cure? I mean, I like to stir the pot, whether conservative, liberal, or whatever. But I thought it was a good question a libtard asked me.
That's
and
a
I
good
say
question.
libtard.
half jokingly,
I'll be down here, guys.
Right?
Biden's team first confirmed his injury, saying that the 78-year-old twisted his ankle while playing with his dog Major.
Oh, at least he has a dog.
Major.
At least he has a dog, because don't you know that Trump is like a shitty president?
Who
because he doesn't
sniffs
have
the
a dog?
dog's balls more, Biden or the dog? Major. Get over here.
Initial x-rays are reassuring that there's no obvious fracture, and he'll be getting additional CT for more detailed imaging.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy. Once the injury was diagnosed, the hyperpartisan CNN used it as the impetus to bash the Trump administration.
Oh, of course they did.
So there's your quarterly dose of Fox News
Yep.
propaganda.
Just look at those Karens, dude. The faces they have.
Look at all them Karens.
Oh, bullshit.
You guys are so funny.
Give them a fucking teleprompter and tell them what to say.
You got black Karens.
We'll
you
pay
got
ya.
Mexican
We'll pay ya.
Karens.
Yep, you can go out back with whoever the producer is, do what you gotta do, and we'll get you a part on the show.
Maybe he's using his office in China. Oh, so Crypto Trader was answering your question. Where does the office of the president-elect go?
It's in China.
It's in China.
China. It's actually in China.
It's the office that he shares with Hunter in China.
Yeah, right
good.
next
That's
to
a good
fucking Russia,
Good
too.
answer,
out
good
with,
answer.
Good
hey, is
answer.
Julian Assange and Edward Snowden gonna get pardoned? What do you guys?
Hopefully
What are the bets here? What are the bets?
What kind of nukes are going to get dropped figuratively as Trump exits office? I think is the bigger version of the question that you're asking.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope. If he is smart, he would pardon both of them before he leaves. But I'm not gonna.
I don't think he knows.
you know who asked him to pardon them? Tulsi Gabbard.
That's true. Tulsi did come out and say that he should pardon him.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi.
The hottest.
Yeah, she's
The
so hot.
hottest. Fucking. I don't even care
She
what
is so
party
hot.
she runs for.
I-
She's
yeah,
hot.
She is hot.
And she's
Okay.
not really stupid. She's
very smart.
She's retarded, but she's not stupid.
She's not that stupid. She's not that
Yeah.
retarded.
Okay, so I
She's like
want
half
him
retard.
to pardon them both, but I don't think that Trump knows or cares enough about either of them. It's a matter of how much pressure he can get
Yeah.
from people within his group to get them to pardon him, because he doesn't know who Julian Assange is.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't know who Edward Snowden is
Well,
or what he
supposedly
did.
his top COVID advisor just stepped down today. Trump's
I saw that. Yeah, so
some fucking no name I never even heard of.
Yeah, never even
but
heard
he was
of
like
him.
top COVID advisor, I guess, for Trump.
Yeah, Chad agrees. Everyone wants Snowden and Assange pardoned.
But Melania did decorate the White House.
Yeah, she
for
did.
Christmas. She did a great job.
She always does a good job, even though she doesn't want to do it. Did you hear those like leaked tapes of?
I guarantee all of us would agree, whether Melania was married to Trump or Biden, she's still fucking hot.
Yeah, she's. Yeah, definitely.
David says that Trump previously tweeted that Snowden was a national traitor, and that's what I was saying when I was.
Edward Snowden said Trump's a national traitor.
No, Trump said that Snowden was a traitor.
Oh.
Can we get a source for that?
Previously.
Let's get a source for that one. Did you know there's a video of Trump
time ago
after the Twin Towers went down, talking about how it was an inside job? You guys should look that up. That's a real video, audio that Trump talked about the Twin Towers, how it was impenetrable. There was no way this could have happened, and how the foundation was blown up in the early 90s by supposedly bin Laden then. And being the guy that he is, making commercial real estate all over New York, I figured I could kind of take his word for it, and no one talks about it anymore.
Yeah, well, of course not.
I think his second term scares the fuck out of everybody.
There's a tweet from Trump right here. It says, I wonder if traitor Edward Snowden will be attending the Miss Universe pageant from 2013.
Yeah, that's 2013.
And then 2013 again, Obamacare is a disaster and Snowden is a spy who should be executed. So, but then again, in August of this year, he came back and said that he's considering a pardon.
He also flipped a little bit on the war in Iraq, too.
Yeah.
Well,
flipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Trump in 2013, Trump now is two completely different.
I was going to say, that was over 7 years ago.
He was shaking hands, making money, and doing what he had to do to make money.
He was still friends with Hillary.
And he was still like cool with Hillary and Obama and all that stuff.
Well, it's the point that I tried to make about these NFL players. If somebody said to you, hey, Jeremy, you got a $30 million contract.
Yeah.
Okay. This Black Lives Matter thing's really taken off. And and whether you agree with this or not, I just need you to apologize for who you are.
Yeah.
To keep that $30 million contract. You think you can do that
for $30 million?
Just $30 million.
Would I apologize for being white?
Yeah, can you do that for me?
Yeah.
And then I just need you to say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Where do I sign?
Exactly.
You just need to say Black Lives Matter.
So you need to be careful, guys. Kind of question yourself a little bit on this, because I think a lot of people that are in the spotlight, and especially in sports, even though we're kind of boycotting sports because all the bullshit that they're doing, I do think a lot of the athletes aren't really for what's going on right now.
They're not.
I say a lot of them are. A lot of them are.
A lot of them
but
are,
I say
but
a lot of them are not.
there's a small segment of them that aren't.
Yeah, I think some of them are just trying to keep that $30 million contract.
Well, I know there's like NFL people, players in the NFL, because they have the rule where it's like if you're not gonna stand on the field and like listen to the national anthem peacefully, not kneel.
I'd fuck John Goodman if they came to my house and said $30 million. John Goodman, you gotta fuck him.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be like, where do I sign?
Yeah, but
all three of us would. Hell, we would all do it together. We'd split the $30 million.
That's true.
But
3 ways.
Here's my
10
question.
million
Three
each.
ways. Get it?
Hold on. Here's my
10
question.
million each.
To bring it back into the world of sanity here for a second.
Okay.
Went off the
$30 million. Where do they get that from? If the viewership for NFL is down, viewership for all these sports is down, they can't sell tickets because the stadiums are all closed.
China.
It's all coming from China.
China's propaganda.
Don't you know that
That's how
China owns most of the NFL? Like, come on now. They own most of the media.
Well, Bill Hicks had a great skit
in
the early 90s. He talked about presidents and how they're kind of puppets at the end of the day. And he said, after they win, I think what they do is they go backstage and they go behind this curtain. It's closed off. And they have these people back there no one's ever seen before. And they're all smoking cigars, drinking expensive scotch.
Nobody knows
and they're
who the
showing
fuck they
them
are.
what really happened the day of JFK's assassination. And then they go, and then they just let them know, like, okay, we're in control. This is what you're going to do for us.
Yeah.
And whether or not that's true or not, that could be a little bit
probably something like that.
off the
It's
wall.
something
but
like that.
I do think there's a lot of things that we just don't know, and we point a lot of fingers at. I think having these organizations like Q or any of these other ones out there, you can even say all these groups that are out there, whether they're on the left or the right, from Antifa to Proud Boys to
Anonymous.
any of these other ones, or Anonymous. You hear so much stuff and so much mixed messages and then subliminal messages. You really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we all, at the end of the day, don't know what the hell is going on.
No one knows. There's so much shit that's pumped into our head. We don't know what outlet to believe, whether it's
there's 6 people at the top just laughing as we're all like,
Antifa. It's a rat race.
Yeah, it is a rat race. The the people who own all the wealth, they are all just in control of all of us, whether we want to whether we want to believe it or not. They're in control of us because they control the media, they control the politics, they control everything.
I wouldn't say all the people that own the wealth, but I would say it is a majority of them. I would say it's very powerful people in the wealthy class.
It's like not. It's
But
like
there are people in the wealthy class, and you can use Trump as an example because he would be considered. Because if you make over $400,000 a year, you are the top 1%.
What I'm talking about
top
is like
1% over $400,000.
what I'm talking about is like the top 0.5% of the people that own all the wealth. I'm
Yeah,
talking like the
that's- well-
Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Vanderbilts. Those are the people who really own.
All the people at the Bilderberg meeting.
Yeah, really. Like all of them own all the media companies. They're all owned like
Well, I mean, media is owned by six different, right?
exactly
Six different
six different
organizations. Yeah, at the end of the
organizations.
day.
And guess
control 4%. It's like 94% of
it's
the media.
they own they
Not
own
all of it, but 94%.
not all of it, but
I'm
they
sure the
own
other
a
six
vast
are getting
majority
fucked
of
by
it.
them.
And guess who are the heads of all of these media companies? They're all family members or
Fucking Karens.
Yeah, they're all just people who are connected to these 6 families these 9 families who own all of the wealth around the world. All of it. They all of it. Yeah.
Antifa's an idea, though. It's not an actual group.
That's a good point. That's a
okay.
good point. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Sorry, Josiah.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, sorry,
Not,
Karen.
not a real thing.
Yeah, it's not real. Even though they have chapters, they have websites, they have they have everything. They have everything to be a real thing, but I guess they're not, according to Josiah.
Well,
We love you, Josiah.
Okay, so here's what Vaughn says. One of our viewers here is very acute. He says, "I think it's pretty defeatist to say that because they control all that stuff, they control us."
I think they do control
But
us.
do they
I don't think it's defeatist because we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
If we weren't talking about it, then I would say we're defeated. But we are questioning it. And who are they? Who knows? I mean,
people-
we can name Rothschilds.
The
we can-
people who are actually controlled by it, are the ones who can't talk about how it's controlling us.
Yeah.
I think it's people we
They
never
just
even
see
fucking heard
they
of.
just see the propaganda. They see Antifa and then they get mad. They see the alt right and they get mad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize they're just being played.
It's like I know I had been played for a vast majority of my life, but I woke up to that fact that we've been played. So when I say we
See the game now.
we see the game now, and
That's
my
why-
goal is to try to wake people up to the game,
That's
but
why-
people don't want to see it.
Yeah, on this channel, I'm not going to sit here and talk about how, this is what we need to do to fight Antifa, or this is what we need to do to fight back against this group, or this is how we take over this institution.
no.
Because that's exactly what
they
they want
want.
you to do. They want you to get stuck in the weeds down here and drop your focus off what's going on up here.
Yep, it's a distraction. They're magicians.
Later, Dave.
magicians.
Thanks for dropping by, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
Yep. See you later,
See you
Dave.
next time.
He's one of our
Is
one
that
of our
Dave
OG
from Reno
fans.
or Dave from California?
No, that was not the Dave from Reno.
We have lots of Daves.
we got a lot of Daves.
We got a lot of Daves.
A lot of Daves.
But this Dave, he usually shows up and hangs out with us for a while. He's cool. We like Dave.
It's like European royalty. They are all related.
They are, and they're all screwing each other. I was
I was about to say this is the biggest computer ever. Then I realized your keyboard's on a different. I was like, this thing's fucking huge. Huge.
huge.
Huge.
Huge.
They're useful idiots. You're right, Jay. They are. Like we all are. We all are pawns in their game.
Here come the fat ones.
Have you ever watched? Did you ever watch that movie Rat Race where all these people are betting on people to get to the end goal so that way these people can win like $2 million
Yeah, it sounds
or
like
whatever.
Hunger Games type shit.
Yeah, it's like Hunger Games, and it's all these like powerful people are playing us. Like I'm not saying like us here specifically, but just the human race because they figured out how to do
People
it.
I think people are scared to talk too. Like just people in office, like they say one thing wrong, as long as they're not Trump, I guess. But anyone else, they say one thing wrong, and they're not part of Team D, which is dick.
Yeah.
They get fucking crucified for it. So I do really believe a lot of people kind of hold their cards, don't show all their cards. No matter, I mean, it could be in any party that they're in. It doesn't matter if it's Democratic or Republican Party. There's a lot of other parties that just don't get recognition, but they still hold office. That just don't have the balls to come out and say anything because they're scared that they're going to lose because everything's a fix.
It is.
Everything's set up.
Yeah.
It's planned out.
They have
It's-
and even if it doesn't go according to plan, they have contingency plans
It's
just
all
in case.
planned out.
I understand that though. I understand the position
The Joker was right.
He
about
was.
what.
It's all part of the plan.
It is.
Well,
It's
It's
a
all
plan.
part of the plan.
That's a tough predicament though, because if you're going to be that guy that comes out and says it, your statement is not going to have any impact unless you have everybody else come out and also back up what you're saying.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just pointing yourself out as the one fringe weirdo,
That one weirdo that believes in conspiracies.
and then you're easy to single out. You're easy to throw out into the garbage because when nobody's going to back you up in what you're saying. The whole election thing is a perfect example.
My mind's stuck on Joker now because I'm a movie buff, and that scene where he talks about that is so accurate. He talks about these civil people. When the cards are against them, they'll turn on each other, and it shows fighting over toilet paper.
Yes.
Fucking little things. There's no water. There's no toilet paper. There's no paper towels.
Fighting over the TV on
There's
Black
no
Friday.
hand sanitizer. TV on Black Friday. And it's just fucking.
They were
it's
shooting
crazy.
themselves in the black when the people were rioting after somebody got shot here or whatever. They were rioting, and they were shooting each other over looting stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they shot that guy. What was his name? The guy that was a retired lieutenant.
David Dorn.
David Dorn. Yeah, they shot him while he was trying to stop them from stealing TVs at a
Yep.
store that he used to shop
He's a
at all the
retired
time or
cop, was
whatever.
doing security for a friend of his.
Yeah, and they shot and then put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put it on fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Do you see?
But you don't hear shit about that. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that fucking guy. I didn't remember his name, but if you guys asked me, hey, who was the guy with the cop? He put his knee on his head. The guy that held a knife, a pregnant
Yeah.
fucking woman, knife to her belly.
Yeah.
George Floyd.
Yeah,
You would all
George
remember
Floyd.
his name.
Oh yeah. We talked about this the
David
last
Dorn.
stream.
Yeah.
We're not gonna remember in about a year, guys.
No, we talked about that. The guy, I don't even know the name, and at this point, this is demonstrating that right now. I don't know the name of the white guy who's crawling on in the hallway of the hotel, and the cop just blew him apart because
I
he
saw
reached
that one,
for
too.
his waistband.
Yeah.
I saw
Nobody-
that video. I didn't know the name of the guy though.
Exactly.
He reached
That's the whole point.
And he wasn't reaching in his waistband for a weapon.
Or that
He was
kid,
just trying to pull
that
his
was
hand-
like
pants up.
autistic out in Chicago.
Yes,
That all the black kids grabbed him, and the kid was like wearing a MAGA hat or something.
They
They
tortured
beat
him.
the shit out of him.
They
No one
actually
knows the
tortured
kid's
him.
name. Tortured him, yeah, for like a whole day.
They had him tied up,
Yep.
and they were beating him. Yeah.
No,
All right.
it's not part of the plan.
Yeah, it's not part
It's
of the
not
plan.
part of the plan.
Oh, Commander Osa says it. It's with the propaganda. It's like Running Man. You seen that movie, Running Man?
Classic Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like
Get down!
a dystopian.
down!
They only want to show you the camera angles that makes the guys that look good that are working for the company.
They don't want to show you any of the bad stuff.
Bubba baby bubby bunkers.
But it's like opposite because all the media wants to show you about George Floyd is that 8-minute and 47-second video of the knee on the neck, and
Daniel Shaver.
that's what killed him. But
Get to the
want-
chopper.
But they don't want to show you the 10-minute video of the body cam footage from Derek Chauvin of the initial stop and the initial interaction. And
Yeah,
the fact that-
I'm not advocating that the cop did things
Yeah,
right or wrong.
I-
All I'm saying is like,
Daniel
why
Shaver.
are we hearing about that and not the other one?
Nobody knows Daniel Shaver's name.
Yeah, Daniel Shaver.
Daniel Shaver. Is that the kid that got shot in a shotgun hotel?
Yeah, he did. That poor.
There was another guy though that had a knee on the neck, white guy. Very similar
Oh, yeah.
situation, and he fucking died.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, nobody knows his name. Or what
You're
about
not
that
supposed to know his name.
What about that little boy that little white boy that got killed in his front yard for riding a bike by a black dude?
Oh yeah, next door neighbor, and they were friends.
Yeah,
the
they
neighbors
were-
were friends.
yeah, they were
had like
friends.
dinner and shit
They,
together. the
they
night
tried to
before.
push that one, yeah.
Yep.
But you
Tony
know,
Timpa.
Didn't
nobody-
work out.
nobody-
Tony Timpa.
nobody gives
What
a
was the
crap.
kid's name?
That was the other one.
Tony Timpa. Oh, that
The-
was
the other
the
knee
white
on-
guy.
other
that got
knee
the
on the
The
knee on the
knee
neck.
on the
Yeah.
the
no
white.
one here knows, or maybe some of you guys do.
We don't.
I don't want to.
The viewers knew, obviously, because they're smarter than
Yeah,
us.
Tony Timpa. They're fucking googling it once we say it. Just like
Yeah,
we
they're
are.
way smarter than us, and also they have
Yeah.
Google at their
Yeah,
disposal.
they're on a computer watching us.
All
You
right.
know, you type in on Google on our end.
We,
And if somebody says, "No, I didn't do that," then you are a Karen for just even
You
saying
are
that.
Karen for sure.
Just fucking knock it off.
all right, so we all know the propaganda is
It's bad.
very strong.
It's very strong.
We got a good question here from the defrailed Jew, though.
The frailed Jew.
Hell
Defrailed
yeah.
Jew. He says, "Do you
Can I
think?"
say that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's his name.
it's his name.
That's his name. That's all right.
YouTube hasn't gotten banned him yet. Or
Yeah, they
anything,
haven't
so-
banned him or.
It says, "Do you think our elections have always been rigged to give the masses the illusion of democracy and prevent government overthrow?"
Since 1913, when the Federal Reserve came into play, yes.
I would agree with that.
I would
answer.
agree with that 100% as
Yeah.
well.
Central banking came in. I believe our elections became rigged.
Well, and you know who owns like the
Which is
Federal
around the
Reserve?
same time it started just being a two-party system.
Well, you know who owns the Federal Reserve and all the money, right? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies.
You know,
They're the
but
ones.
you know who doesn't own them?
like we the people.
Kim Jong fucking Un.
Thank
North
God.
Korea is the only one.
Thank goodness.
Why do we want to fuck with them anyway? They're just like the other ones. They're on monkey bars over there. The guy's fucking fucking all his girls. He's hanging out with Dennis Rodman. This guy ain't a threat.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He always threatens like, oh, I have nuclear weapons.
Rocket boy, a rocket man, right?
He is totally a rocket boy. I'm Sharon Reed.
Did you see the little guy? Yeah. Oh, that was a great movie. Team America was
Team
awesome.
America was. I love that movie.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
They will hack us though.
They will.
I will say that.
They're gonna try, but
Their hacking is more dangerous than their missiles.
The fucking guys don't even have any fruit.
yeah, they don't even have any food. Period.
They're
Nothing.
executing people now for not locking down.
You know what? That was funny too. They talked about the death rate is 0 for fucking COVID out there. 'Cause it's just fucking shooting everybody that sneezes.
I was
and
gonna
shit.
say, like,
You fucking sneeze, you get shot.
yeah, you sneeze or have a cough
We
or
got 0 fucking %. No one's dying of COVID.
yeah, no
out in
one's
North
dying
Korea.
of COVID in North Korea,
Nope.
but
They're
you know
doing-
our number of executions have like
And that
rapidly
mother-
gone
yeah,
up.
That guy's sweating. Shoot that motherfucker.
They're doing the opposite of what we're doing here, where if you die to a car accident and they mark you as COVID, over there they just shoot you and they mark
Over there,
it.
no matter what you die.
They mark it in the
They
other
make it as
category.
an execution.
You can put that check mark anywhere you want. That check mark can go in heart disease, obesity, or COVID. But we all know it's always going into COVID.
right?
Speaking of obesity and COVID,
Oh no! Did your club soda burst open?
I squirted.
You squirted?
I squirted.
Oh.
moving on from Slate. Moving on.
Moving on.
Speaking of these absurd.
Speaking of squirting.
Speaking of absurdities, just a great segue from talking about these COVID death counts. We're gonna get a vaccine soon, folks.
Yeah, the vaccine's in the pipeline.
Who's gonna
Right.
take it? I'm not gonna. I don't think. I'm
Not
gonna take
me.
it.
No, no,
I'll
no.
take the one that they make like 10 years from now,
Or just never take it because I
or
just
just never.
I don't know. There's a couple. I really like going to concerts. I'm a metalhead, so
Yeah.
it's gonna really piss me off if they try to do this shit. I'm gonna fucking, you know what? Just like the election, I'm gonna have a fraud fucking ballot of fucking showing that I had the vaccine when I
Right?
go in there.
That's gonna be a thing.
Yep. Yeah, my name is Tom.
My name is Tom.
No,
Tom.
there's definitely gonna be a black market.
Yeah.
But continuing on from Slate.com, this is an article entitled "Why Obese People Should Get COVID-19 Vaccine Priority."
And they should have continued it, and not treadmills or dietary restrictions. They should have continued that headline. But we're gonna go with COVID-19 vaccine. Why do they, Jeremy? Why do fat people have first priority?
Not just fat, obese.
Fat privilege.
Well, let's find out here.
The super fat privilege, because obese is not just fat, you're super fat.
The recent updates from Pfizer, Moderna, and now AstraZeneca about their vaccine candidates have been bright spots in what otherwise has been a terrifying past few weeks in the pandemic.
Oh no.
But many of us won't be lining up at the Walgreens or CVS to get the COVID-19 jab anytime soon.
Just toilet paper.
Well, not even that, because it's all gone. Though pharmaceutical companies have already produced millions of doses in advance of getting emergency use authorizations from the Food and Drug Administration, it's still not enough for the whole country. Even with enough doses, vaccine distribution will take time and require Herculean efforts to reliably guarantee things like temperature control. So did you guys know that they have to refrigerate these vaccines in
Like
transit?
95 degrees below zero.
Ultra Mr. Freeze cold.
Yes, I heard that.
Freeze. Another great Arnold
Chill
Schwarzenegger
out.
character,
Right?
by the way. Take a chill
What a-
pill.
the worst Batman movie, but a great Arnold movie.
Get down!
Get down!
Ah!
Get to the chopper!
Oh! Put
Okay.
that cookie down!
Vaccine distribution plans for polio back in the 1950s and even H1N1 back in 2009 focused primarily on age, in part because of the nature of those diseases. While one idea this time around is to focus on immunizing the social butterflies to slow spread.
Oh, I love how they said butterflies.
Social butterflies.
An emerging consensus is that groups who have been hardest hit by COVID-19 should go first.
Who's our source here?
Who's the hardest hit?
This is Slate, man.
Is this Slate?
Yeah.
Well, this is an article from Slate, but they're going
They're
off
going
of
off the CDC. Or,
recommendations from Moderna, Pfizer, and all these other
Oh, wow.
yeah, they're
the
going off.
vaccine manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
But-
And the CDC, too.
So here we go. To answer your question right here. In a vaccine plan laid out by the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine, which the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and in turn most states, are expected to follow, healthcare workers and first responders will be vaccinated as soon as possible. But the CDC is meeting Tuesday to vote on the specifics. Next in line for the COVID-19 jab will be people with underlying risk factors. shockers.
Fat people.
The largest of those groups.
The largest.
Good word choice.
That's the best word
With about
choice.
140 million Americans. 140 million Americans have a body mass index greater than 30.
That's 10 trillion pounds, just in case you guys are trying to figure out the math.
140 million Americans have a BMI over 30, meeting the clinical definition of obesity.
It's gonna be huge.
Huge, super huge.
And it's gonna be poking them too, because you know, like when fat people get like an IV, they can't find the vein. And
Just
shit.
like, oh, you're just,
Yeah, just stay still there,
just stay
fatso.
still there.
Poke you a couple more times with this fucking Bill Gates shit.
They never have trouble finding my veins when they give me an IV.
Dolly fucking Parton made this vaccine. Is
If you
that
carry
correct?
a BLM sign, you are immune, says Jay in chat. That's a good point.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they've been able to get away with all these riots and all this looting.
Hey, it's a peaceful protest.
Really?
It's a peaceful
Oh,
protest.
it's peaceful. My bad.
terminal-
My
get
bad.
the
My bad.
terminology
Am
right.
Like
I
that
right?
dude that was like getting interviewed about the peaceful protest. The fucking building was on fire behind him. It's been mostly peaceful here.
It's been mostly peaceful.
You hear about fucking Charlottesville forever, right? It's the
Right.
biggest fucking tragedy ever. This fucking guy is talking about peaceful protests. The building's
It's
on
on
fire.
fire right
It is
behind him.
on fire behind him. It's been mostly peaceful. Charlottesville, maybe there was an idiot there. There was an asshole that fucking killed somebody. Whatever. There was like thousands and thousands of people there, and somebody killed somebody. I don't support what happened in Charlottesville, but it is what it is. This guy is in front of a burning down building with people stealing TVs behind him.
And you said it's
Fucking
mostly
refrigerators on a dolly that's stolen.
peaceful. Yeah, the stolen dolly.
Yeah.
Or just one that they brought with them.
No work
because
boots.
you come prepared.
No work boots are stolen.
No hard hats.
No hard hats. Nothing. No work uniforms or shit. The uniform stores were just fine.
Yeah, the uniform stores. Nobody wants to fuck with that.
Yeah.
We all knew exactly what was going on there.
No, unbelievable.
Well, if you
Peaceful
have half a
fires.
brainstem, you know what's
Peaceful
going on.
fires. That's a good
Yeah, the
point.
peaceful fires.
As long as
from
they're peaceful
Jamon.
fires.
Yeah.
I like whoever said that.
Or peaceful for or not even peaceful, but just for
Who
Black
said
Lives.
peaceful fires?
Jamon.
Jamon. Shout out
Jay-
to Jamon. I
Shout
like
out
that.
to Jamon. He knows what's up. Peaceful fires.
Guy's awesome.
All right, so
Or girl, whatever you are. What do
continue-
you identify as?
Continuing on from Slate.
For the fatties.
Yeah, are you a fat fuck?
If you're a fat fuck, you want to listen.
Yeah, I just want to. When you see a fat person, you just want to throw a treadmill at them. Not a COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Well,
Just like, what are you doing, man?
They could have. I mean, this is the whole point.
They can't breathe without the mask.
These measures of now we're going to prioritize giving the vaccine to the fat people 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? If we were just doing things right the whole time, like telling people to exercise, telling them not to eat McDonald's every day, and the new Burger King,
Yeah.
double Burger King. We just saw the commercial for Burger King.
Oh,
Two obese people on the commercial.
fuck,
And then
I
like
wanna go to
one
Burger
skinny
King
hot,
now.
one skinny hot girl.
And
And she's the one taking like the biggest bite.
No, she's like,
So-
oh my god, 2 sandwiches for
Yeah.
$5?
you stack up
She doesn't
these,
even know what Burger King
these
is.
poor
Yeah,
behaviors
right?
just keep stacking up over time, and then you get what? You get a situation like this where, oh, now we need to change everything because these fat people over here, and there's no other way they can't be fat.
Which brings us to our next sponsor, Burger King. 2 for $5 Whoppers right now. Hop in your car, get yourself a tasty Whopper.
Yeah.
I like mine with cheese and no tomatoes.
Enter code weekly
Oh my
narrative.
god, you and me are
Enter
friends.
code no tomatoes.
No tomatoes.
Tomatoes are for Satan.
Enter code weekly narrative on Uber Eats to get your deal there.
Just go ahead and try.
My
Let's see
first
if it
time I
works.
touched a gay girl.
But you hugged me. You hugged
I
me
did.
yesterday.
I gave her a hug
Okay,
yesterday.
yeah.
Continuing on
Give you
It's
the
like hugging a
germs.
dude.
from Slade.com, prioritizing folks with obesity makes a lot of sense from a purely clinical perspective. Obesity in COVID patients is associated with higher death rates. Who would have thought?
Huh.
And higher rates of hospital admissions to the ICU. Probably they don't give you an actual percentage, but it's probably like 80%.
No one knows percentages. And look at the polls.
No, they know the percentages.
Polls.
The hospitals know.
The hospitals know what's up, but they just lie anyways.
On balance, we know these patients tend to spend more time on ventilators than those with lower BMIs. What a shocker.
What a shocker.
This is in part because obesity is associated with a host of other diseases, like diabetes and high blood pressure, that put patients at higher risk for COVID-19. Clearly, Slate.com hasn't gotten notice of
so I can
fat
see
shaming.
I can see the doctor now. What brings you in today, Orca? Fucking, I've been coughing a lot. I can't breathe. I'm sweating profusely. Oh, it's because you're a fat fuck. you wouldn't think like, oh no, you're definitely a candidate for COVID. We need to get you a COVID test.
Yeah, give you.
Not put you on some sort of nutrition fucking plan to help you get back on your feet, you bedridden fat fuck.
The fat people have been going to the doctor for years, but then when the doctor tells them they're fat, they get upset and they go online on Twitter and complain about it.
Yeah.
Instead of getting on the
Fucking
treadmill.
guy won a lawsuit. It was a guy or a chick won a lawsuit. We can pull this one up. McDonald's sued McDonald's because of the trans fat that was in the French fries, which is why there's no trans fat in McDonald's French fries anymore.
Really?
Because a guy sued them because he got
fat.
fat.
Off of eating French fries.
$8 million. It was either he got the $8 million or the girl that got the third-degree burns for spilling hot coffee on herself.
Oh, that was an old lady.
Yeah.
That case.
Fucking coffee.
But the thing is, the thing about, okay, so I've done research into that case.
Oh, we're getting into
Oh,
this.
here we go.
So the reason why McDonald's refused to pay her medical bills because she like got third-degree burns on like the on her inner thighs.
Who spilt the coffee on her? She spilt it on herself.
But the coffee was scalding hot.
Oh, so if I drink this bottle of fucking whatever this is,
why do you
bacteria.
think they put warning labels on it?
That's why they have warning labels on the hot coffee now. But if I saw this, I didn't even know it had a warning label on it. I'm not gonna drink it.
I know, that's where
So I can
was in.
sue whatever this company is.
But the fact that she had like third-degree burns on her leg, she was an old lady, and they refused to pay her medical bills. That's why I was like, okay.
We can go into that one at a different time.
Black Lives Matter.
BLM, man, BLM.
We can all agree that Black Lives Matter.
We can all agree on that.
Crypto Trader says we're already a weak nation.
We are.
Fallen nation. So 140 million of us are obese.
Who's that? Crypto Creek?
Crypto Trader.
Crypto Trader. I don't think we're a weak nation. I think a lot of people
140 million people obese? You don't think that's weak? What if we all had to fight?
Okay, so to be honest with you, obesity is a sign of wealth. It's true.
A little bit.
You fucking don't
Not
see
anymore.
these people panhandlers at Walmart in the
Not
fucking
anymore.
parking lot being fat fucks. Most of them aren't, at least. These waddling fucks are CEOs. They are. A lot
We're
of
not
fat
getting
people,
monetized on this one.
We're definitely not getting
It's
monetized.
a sign of wealth. If you are fat, it shows that you have
they
money.
use the exact opposite argument now. They say that poor people don't
are
have
fat.
the ability to purchase the healthy foods. So
They
they're
rely
obese.
They rely on all of the.
Instead of purchasing a bag of rice that would last them for 2 weeks for $2, they go and get the 2-for-1 at McDonald's.
Trump sold rice to China. That's a fact.
Sounds about right.
We sell rice to China.
We sell rice to China, and guess what? We send our garlic to them, have them peel it for us, and then they send it back.
Surveyor says biggest little city in the world. What's cracking?
Biggest little city in the world.
What's up? Biggest little crappy city.
Oh, by the way, in this biggest little city in the world, we're going out in the biggest little city in the world tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is exciting. We have some ideas, and we're also going to do some freelancing. We're going to go out there and just fucking wing it.
We're doing some on the street for you guys tomorrow.
We're gonna do a little bit on the street for you.
It's going to be awesome.
folks.
We're trying to think of if you guys can help us out.
Yeah, give us.
We
some
got
ideas.
this page. I want to do this with them on the regular out here. If you guys can come up with a cool page name, but tell them what you think would be a page name that's able to stick.
Yeah.
We said the retarded Power Rangers. But what else? What's a good page name, guys? Leave it in the comments here. I'd like to see what you guys think.
Plant some seeds in the back of your head for that.
Yeah,
one.
plant some seeds.
Put some seeds. You're putting seeds in my head. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can do that.
Putting lots of seeds.
Yeah, haven't you heard of MK Ultra?
Right.
MK. No, I thought you were gonna do it like some fucking weird shit on the computer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So some fucking seeds being thrown on my head or something.
So, DeFerrell Jew follows up to what Crypto Trader says. He said, "We're not only normalizing but incentivizing with welfare policies, like this weakness, the fat people, and now they're getting priority with the COVID vaccine. They get the welfare, and they already get health programs. If we were going to go to a universal health care, guess who's going to get the most health care coverage? The fatties.
Fat people.
The fatties.
Yeah, they
So
are.
now when we get universal health care, you guys get to pay for the fatties who can't stop eating the hamburgers.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Is that what you want?
Is that why you work hard, 8 hours, 20 hours, a day to pay for the fatties to eat more hamburgers?
Is college loan forgiveness going to happen during the Biden administration?
No.
I mean, we're all millennials here, right?
Yeah, but I don't have any college loan.
If it does,
I didn't go to college.
You're
so.
a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian, yeah.
I
didn't go to college.
I
so.
paid for my college, so if it happens, I want a
You want your money
I
back?
want a refund.
Like that guy said to Elizabeth Warren. on that video. You ever seen that video?
I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
There's
but
a good video. This guy approached Elizabeth Warren saying, "Hey, I worked my ass off paying off for my kids' college loans, while my next door neighbor, who's a fucking deadbeat's buying a nice new car, doing all this
Yeah.
shit, not paying them off. Am I gonna get a refund?" And
that's-
she's like, "No."
dude, that links back to exactly what the Frail Jew was saying. You're incentivizing terrible behavior. If you give relief to these people that made shitty choices and what
Yeah,
degree to
we're
get.
creating a nation full of crybabies.
I worked my way to get a degree that actually has demand and will
Yep.
have an economic return.
'Cause you're
I'm the
smart.
first to say I've got a retard degree, but I've only got 6. Okay, so I
And guess
paid
what? I
off.
have no degree.
I
so.
paid off my bachelor's degree, which was in media studies, which is a retard degree
That's
in
a
my
terrible
opinion.
degree.
Little,
Yeah.
However, I
bit
got
of
my master's degree in secondary education, which also to me is a retard degree
It
because
is
they
a
make
little bit of a
$40,000 a
retard
year
degree.
and it's fucking horrible. But they're sitting at home right now doing Zoom calls with kids.
Yeah.
student debt be forgiven because you can't bankrupt student loans,
Oh, wait,
unfortunately.
we got a couple name suggestions here: the White Power Rangers or cut the narrative. That's an interesting one.
Cut the narrative.
Cut the narrative.
That's actually really tough.
That's a
smart.
good. I
That's
like
pretty
that
good.
because he's
That's smart.
Weekly Narrative. I was Cut Productions.
Cut
I
the
did not
narrative.
get shut down. I just wanted to. I don't know if any of you guys ever saw any of my shit, but Cut Productions Inc. I had on Facebook. I had a little bit on YouTube. I had like no following on YouTube, but Facebook I did really well. But I was doing really well, but not getting any views, not getting any likes or anything like that. At
Shadow
one
banned.
point, shadow banned.
Yeah.
I was at like 18,000 followers or something like that. And I had some videos that made, 20, 30, 40,000 views consistently. And then all of a sudden I was getting like 100 views, 300 views, 400 views. And I was spending all this time and I just said, fuck it. For 2 reasons. One, because my channel was the only reason why I continued with Facebook. And the other reason why is because I was on there and I'm like scrolling through. I'm seeing people's like Thanksgiving recipes, which everyone's this fucking same.
Yeah.
And just like and everyone arguing about politics,
Yeah.
which I like. That's what I do. I like talking about politics, but like this was just like over the like the people are fucking retarded. Like the stuff that I saw was just so stupid that I can't do it. I have to get off Facebook. It was just so dumb. And the problem was that they're friends and relatives that
yeah.
I'm seeing. So I'm seeing like friends that I like and
Yeah.
like relatives. I don't want to know because
Yeah.
of how stupid they are. They're
Right?
cool to talk
I was-
sports with. They're cool to play video games with and do other stuff with. When it came to politics, I was like, these guys are fucking morons.
These guys are idiots. Yeah, that's kind of what.
It's
I
understandable.
was in the same boat as
So
you.
it was like depressing. So I was just
Yeah.
like, fuck this.
I was in the same
Yeah.
boat as you with Facebook. I didn't have like a channel or anything. It was just
Yeah.
my personal Facebook.
And
with
then when I
friends
give
and
my
family.
opinion, I give my opinion to them, and then I'm like a racist and a
Yeah.
Nazi. So I was like,
Well,
okay, well,
especially
fuck
since,
you.
Especially since you're so pale. Like,
Yeah,
if
I'm a
you-
pale white fucking bald guy.
Yeah, if you're pale white
I
bald
already got
guy
the
with a
world
beard.
against me, and I have a dick.
Doesn't get any
I'm
harder.
so screwed.
Yeah, you have a real dick, not a fake dick.
Yep.
Like
Derek says, I liked your fallacy of perfection video. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Fallacy Perfected. Talk about that one. What was that one?
Well, it's the concept of how these people who advocate for Black Lives Matter, they will never be satisfied. So if, for example, like last year there was 9 or 10 unarmed black men that were shot,
Yep.
and they used that number to say there's an epidemic of racism.
Right.
Even if there was 1 shot every
It was an
year,
epidemic.
It's
still
an
is.
epidemic.
still an epidemic.
because it should
Got
be
it.
0.
Because there can never be 0,
It's all part of the plan.
and that's the fallacy of
all
perfection.
part of
They
the plan.
want 0, but 0 is not possible. That's the
They
that's
Will
want
we get
0
a
from the
copyright
government.
strike or anything if we put up the part of the plan from the Joker here? Because I really want that
Probably.
to sink in with you
They
guys.
all know. Yes, we're looking. That's why we were wearing the white shirts, because
Yeah.
we wanted to offset the
Well,
paleness.
White
I mean, I
shirts
always have.
matter.
I gotta be like the the gay one here. So I got
Terrible.
a little bit of a different.
Denounce.
Yeah.
I denounce
Get rid
her.
of me. Yeah, get rid of me. I'm terrible. You don't want me. You don't want my like degeneracy. In
So
this channel.
as a part of the gay community,
Okay.
okay,
Okay. Let me hear it.
okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
sanitize. I gotta
Do
Gotta
sanitize this
sanitize
question.
again.
were you ever part of the liberal community? Like not just liberal, just like progressive, like over the top shit.
No, honestly, no. For me personally, no.
Did you like kind of mind your business on it? Like just didn't want to be a part of it at one point? or-
Yeah, I really didn't want to be a part of it. I went to the San Francisco Gay Pride one time, and after I went that one time, I was like, I'm never going back.
What didn't
here
you
again.
like about it?
There
As a
was-
gay woman.
There, just not as a gay woman or a lesbian or anything, just as a person, I did not like the fact that there were like tons of like just weird stuff,
Like dudes in thongs with
dudes
kids
in
around.
dudes in thongs with kids around, people in pup play outfits with kids around, people that are just completely naked and there's kids walking around. Like for me,
There's people completely naked there.
yeah,
We should go to the gay pride.
dude
parade.
with their wangs, not girls, not girls completely naked.
It's all
Dude,
dudes. It's all just big old
dudes.
swinging dicks
Yeah,
running around.
not even big old swinging dicks, just like tiny
Did you go?
swinging
Did
dicks.
you do it? Did you troll a gay pride at all?
No, we went to that one at here in Reno.
Was that gay pride?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
The
kind of
festival,
trolled them a
remember?
little bit.
Did we document?
yeah.
But it's not.
Oh
it's not, it's
yeah.
not
We
on
did a
his
good.
channel,
Yeah,
though.
we did a video.
He
You
showed
didn't put
me-
it on.
I
He
gave-
showed it to
no,
me,
yeah,
but
no.
he didn't put it. He
I let
didn't. He
you do
didn't
an
upload it.
exclusive on your channel for that one.
So Jeremy's gonna have to put that one on his.
I
channel.
might end up uploading that one. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I've never really vibed with the gay pride, the gay community.
Because we're never gonna be able to go to one again, so that's why you're gonna need to put it on.
Right.
Oh, listen to what Vaughn says. He says.
What does Vaughn say?
Speaking of movies, the Batman movies, COVID is just the scarecrow fear gas.
A little bit.
That's a good point. That's
a,
cool.
That's a very
That was
good
deep,
analogy.
Vaughn.
That's super
Nice one.
deep.
Vaughn's dropping some hot
That
Yeah.
was Mandingo deep.
sick takes today. I want to finish up on this article because we haven't gotten to the best part of this.
Okay.
All right, more fat
Of the
people.
More
obesity.
fat people.
More fat people. More cheeseburgers,
140
please.
million of them are obese. I mean, I just want to get to this point right here because Slate says obesity is a risk factor for so many health issues in part because it is often implicitly considered a moral failing,
Oh, they brought a moral argument into it.
and not just in pop culture and judgmental social circles. Patients with obesity frequently encounter weight bias from healthcare providers. Remember what I was talking to you about when they go to the doctor and the doctor says you need to like stop eating their hamburgers every day?
Yeah,
You just need to lose,
but
like,
now,
They
100
go on Twitter.
pounds?
They go on Twitter and they call that weight bias. They say, "Oh, my doctor said I'm fat. He said I should do this. But I don't want to do that."
listen, I was at the doctor the other day, and you know,
Yeah, that's right.
I could lose a. I took.
You just tested COVID positive, right?
Yeah, I took the
We're
COVID
super
test.
spreading.
Ended up
super
having
spreading.
weird symptoms. Went in and they were like, when I told them my symptoms, they were just like, that doesn't sound like anything COVID related. And I was like, neither do fucking motorcycle crashes, but they count as COVID deaths. So
Right?
Can
Or
you guys
suicide.
Can you guys test me while I'm here? So they tested me. I haven't gotten the results back yet, so I could be spreading it in this room right
We're
now.
super spreading.
But also, so I took the test and they told me to take some ibuprofen. I pulled a muscle in my chest because I said it hurt to like inhale, like deep inhales,
Yeah.
and it doesn't bother me, like twisting hurt. And they were like, yeah, you just got some inflammation. I forget what the terminology they used was because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. What movie was that? But anyway, yeah, so they did all that. I took some ibuprofen. I feel fine now. I can twist and dance and all
And
that
breathe
gay and all that
deeply.
gay shit.
You
No
probably-
pun
you
do some
intended.
do some lesbian dance theory.
Yeah, lesbian dance.
You
theory.
probably had COVID, but you got over it in a day.
I could have got over it, yeah, you know. And
Possibly.
the funny thing is just like they don't do the rapid test. Like they have rapid tests here, which means you can get the results like in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But they only do it for people who are in the triage or going to the ER. They don't do it for anybody else. And then I said, well, due to the fact that I'm white, you should do this for me.
Can you cash in on your white
It
privilege?
didn't.
Cash
My
in
white
on-
privilege did not allow me to
pull
take
that
the
white
15.
card?
I pulled the white card, and the 15-minute rapid test was not available for me.
Oh, damn.
It was available for fucking Karen and all the fat fucks that were going to triage.
If you were obese and black, they would have thrown rapid tests at you.
obese
Yeah.
and black.
Obese and black,
Yeah.
and the victim of a motorcycle crash.
I don't mean to knock on fat people too. I'm okay. There's fat people no matter what.
Yeah.
And we probably all have some in our family and friends that are fat.
Yeah.
I'm fucking fat right now. So, but I don't think that I should have any privilege or go to a doctor and not be talked about. Like we were talking about here about how they're first in line for the COVID
Weight
test,
bias.
how they should have the priority for
Got weight bias.
weight bias.
If
Yeah.
if you had to deal with weight bias from your doctor, I would expect a rapid test in return
Yeah.
as reparations for my weight bias.
Because
Reparations.
rapid and fat do not go hand in hand.
Oh man! So listen to this.
Perfect.
So the fat people who cry about weight bias, they brush off their symptoms and delay diagnostic testing,
Oh.
according to Slate.
It's their problem then.
This can diminish the quality of their care and, understandably, lead many to avoid getting medical care. By prioritizing patients with obesity in the line for COVID-19 vaccines, medicine is not only following the data, but is also pursuing a form of equity, keyword, that recognizes obesity as a disease rather than a character flaw. It recognizes that what someone who is high risk for a deadly virus needs most is medical care, not to be marginalized.
Sounds to me.
That's what I wanted to get to with this article. It's about not marginalizing people because being fat, it's not your fault, Cut.
It's not your fault.
It's
that
not
you're
your
fat.
fault.
Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with any of the choices that you made. You somehow have the ability to create mass out of thin air, which even Newton couldn't figure out how to do.
Yeah.
And
I have a thyroid problem.
your thyroid just converts energy into mass in your body.
Sounds to me like they want the fat people to be
And
on the
all
front
three
line.
of us right now are totally thinking about cheeseburgers.
They
after
want
this,
they
just
want
so
the
you
fat
guys
people to be on the
know.
front line for the COVID vaccine to like test it and see how it does. You know, if we have a bunch of fat people die, then oh well. You
Well,
know?
exactly, Vaughn. The article is not fat body positive at all.
Yeah, they're not body positive.
See, this is the whole point of all this social justice stuff.
Victimization. It's all about victimization.
It's about victimization, which someone mentioned in chat, but this is the whole point that I've been trying to point out for a while, is that you can, this is what I was talking about with the women in the cabinet, okay? You can play these games of where, oh, we have fat acceptance and body positivity, and you can play these little games about this is okay and this is not okay, until reality hits and something really bad happens, like in the China invasion with all the women leading the country. Now we have a virus that blows up fat people left and right, and now all this body positivity stuff, which Slate was pushing.
Yeah.
Slate is super heavy on the body positivity, fat acceptance movement, and now guess what? You're forced to look at reality, and you can no longer make your fake reality bend to how reality's actually going to turn out. These fatties are going to die.
So, I'm going to ask a question that might get this shut down.
Okay.
We do that a lot.
Yeah, we do that quite a bit.
Is the whole COVID thing, like, it's real, like we all know there's a real thing out there,
Yeah.
COVID, but is what we're seeing displayed for COVID all just bullshit, a hoax?
Yes, I think so. My opinion is yes.
Like, we all know it's real.
I know the virus
there's
is
a real
real,
virus.
but the reaction behind it and like the
narratives
and the power that be, they
It's fucking
saw
yearly narrative.
they saw
gonna be a
the
decade
opportunity
narrative.
to grab
Yeah.
power, and they just seized it. Like they were like, COVID, this is our chance, and the powers that be just literally just grabbed it and were like, we're gonna hold on to it.
Yeah.
And
I think
like
we all know that. Yeah.
I personally think so.
Where the fuck are the murder hornets?
Oh, we talked
They're-
about that a
they're
few
there.
a few-
Murder
a
hornets.
few
And
weeks
what about
ago.
Man Bear Pig?
We covered.
Have you guys seen that one? Man Bear Pig. They're coming to a country near you.
Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
No, we do-
with chainsaws for arms.
We do keep
Really?
up on the murder
Yeah.
hornet coverage here.
We've done a little bit of coverage on the murder hornets.
Well, I still think that's the most important story happening.
Yeah.
Where are they? They found some in Washington. Did you know that? They
Yeah, we
said they
covered
found
that,
the
yeah.
one hive.
Yeah, we found one hive.
How do you know you found the one hive?
Well,
That's what
they
we're saying.
apparently they found a few, one more hive, I think in Oregon, I believe, something like that.
So they didn't find the one. They found the two.
They found two, so we'll see what
and then
happens.
it's gonna be the three.
And then it's gonna be like just more murder hornets
More
everywhere.
bullshit. Just more bullshit.
Just
Don't
more-
listen to it. It's not good for you,
My
folks.
policy with murder hornets is open borders. I think we should just let them all come in.
Let them all come in and target who they're gonna target. Let them.
Speaking of that, is that what's gonna happen? Are we gonna go back to just fucking? Do you think like remember the Berlin Wall? Mm-hmm. Do you think Biden's claim to fame will be the Trump wall,
maybe.
tearing down the Trump wall?
No, we're fully distracted by COVID.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
There's been no narrative
The
around.
motherfucker made the
Biden-
cages for crying out loud.
Biden deep down,
true.
Biden deep down wants the wall. Like he wants the wall, but he's gonna like.
He ain't gonna say it. He's just gonna distract him with some
Yeah, he's
other
just gonna-
psychobabble bullshit.
Yeah, he's just gonna come. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna tear down the wall, but he secretly deep down
You
wants
guys
the
make
wall.
me look like an alcoholic.
We got Stalking Horse in the chat. We got Anthony in chat. What's going on, you guys? Welcome.
My friends.
Anthony says he knew it was a good game when they said that the virus is targeting minorities more.
Yeah.
Who needs
What's up, Anthony?
Who needs armies when you've got hornets?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. China just sent the hornets
Yeah,
over.
they sent the hornets over.
China.
China sent them hornets over, and they've been making a muck over here ever since. Up in Washington, I think was the nest that they found. Yeah, that's crazy. That was some funny stuff. We covered that
Excuse
a
me,
few
guys.
weeks
I
ago.
burped.
Whatever. Just go for it. You burped earlier in the channel. So
That was hard. That one was good though.
that was a good
how
one.
how was you guys' Thanksgiving? Because for some people,
So I had my
It wasn't that
folks
good.
over who are in their
did you
70s.
super spread?
You super spread it,
We
didn't you?
we ate, we talked, we laughed. We had football on, like football, not the messages they portray in the NFL right now. Because I still watch football to watch football. I never watched for the political messages, so I know a lot of Trumpers will get mad at me for watching fucking football. But I watch football and I like football. I like beer. So I had a good time. I had a family over. We talked, we relaxed, we shared laughs, and
Had a great time.
yeah, we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, Chicago man didn't have so good of a time.
Chicago man didn't have a good
This
time.
is kind of our funny story of the week that I just wanted to bring up here.
Yeah, just as a little fun thing.
Chicago man killed over Thanksgiving leftovers. Wow.
Did you guys see this one?
Nice.
No, this sounds
If it's
awesome.
gonna happen
Who's the
anywhere,
source? Let's
It's
go
going
with
to
the
happen
source.
anywhere. It's going to happen in Chicago. This
It's
is
from New York Daily News.
New York Daily News. Sounds legit.
Super legit.
Okay.
a 52-year-old man was reportedly knifed to death over Thanksgiving leftovers.
Who was the suspect? Let me see the suspect. A dark white man.
A dark white man.
James Dixon stabbed Vincel Jackson 9 times, according to the Chicago Tribune. So there's your source, which says a confrontation inside a Chicago home spilled onto a porch where Jackson was fatally stabbed. The skirmish began after Dixon allegedly put his bare hands on Thanksgiving dinner leftovers around 3:15 a.m. on Friday.
What a scumbag.
Poor guy. He was probably just trying to go in like midnight, like little
So what? Wait,
midnight
whoa,
snack and just eat.
So was this guy part of the Thanksgiving dinner, or did he break into the house to steal the leftovers?
No, he was.
He was a part of the.
He was part of it.
Yeah, he was part of it. Here, let's
Okay,
read
so
on.
this guy was part of it.
This prompted Jackson to forcefully remove his fellow dinner guest from the Southwest Side house. Jackson was reportedly the boyfriend of the host who threw the Thanksgiving
Look at
event.
this fucking guy.
He looks like a guy who would grab turkey with his bare hands.
Yeah, but look at him. Like, he's just like, whatever. It happens.
Oh, no, he didn't grab it.
Yeah,
he
he's
wasn't
the one that stabbed the
so,
guy.
Oh, so he stabbed the guy for
stabbed the guy.
taking his, like, fucking
over turkey.
Yeah, he left.
wishbone or some
Yeah,
shit.
for taking the leftover turkey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
I like it. I like it.
in
you
the
know?
spirit of Thanksgiving, a man was carved up in Chicago.
Yep.
Oh.
Definitely.
Dude, Vaughn is dropping hot lines over here. I love it.
Vaughn.
Over
Golf clap.
over the white meat. Yeah, good one, stalking horse. How did I know it was a black man? Unconscious bias training didn't work. Crypto trader, we need to send you back to your re-education camp.
Yeah, you need that sensitivity training.
Yeah.
That's a story probably none of you have heard, but if we took that story and made it white man kills a black man
Over Thanksgiving
who
dinner.
was unemployed for
Unemployed, one-legged
and
guy.
hungry and
And
he
one-legged.
was hungry and hasn't eaten for days. Leftovers at Thanksgiving. Broke into his house. Hungry man, black, broke into white man's house, who was hanging out with his white privileged friends on Thanksgiving. They could totally change it, and you would have heard about it. It would have been everywhere. You guys
Yeah.
probably
That's
never. We
why
didn't hear
we-
about it till tonight.
That's why we cover stories like this, because our kind of our trend going through the weeks is that every week we should point out a story that you haven't heard about
Yeah.
because of the nature of the people involved. And
It's
how-
like you should have changed your channel name to not the weekly narrative. Because if you think about
what's
it,
what's not being
that
talked
is
about
not
in
the weekly
narrative.
narrative.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, we're pointing out what the narrative of the week also is not talking about.
Exactly. That's what we're here. That's what we're here to do.
Ken just joined the chat. What's up, Ken? Ken, we're talking about getting stabbed over Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yep. And then Dixon's bail was set at 300.
Dick.
His Dixon, the guy who did the stabbing, his
His
bail
Dixon, the guy that stabbed him.
his bail was set at $350,000. Well, good, because we don't want somebody that's going to stab somebody over Thanksgiving leftovers.
His attorney claims the stabbing was in self-defense.
Yeah,
Oh.
obviously the guy threw a fucking wing at him.
Yeah, obviously it was self-defense. You know, he came to tell the guy, hey, you
That
can't
was a
have
fucking
leftovers.
35-pound turkey. I would be scared. Self-defense. I think he's gonna make out okay with this. I
He
think it's
might.
okay.
Despite all the advisories against traveling and meeting with your families for Thanksgiving over the COVID stuff, it was still I think the busiest week of the year for travel. So people did
Probably so far this year.
They
yeah.
didn't. They didn't. It usually is just because holidays, obviously. But
Right.
you would have thought that people would be like, oh, maybe COVID. I'm not going to go anywhere. Apparently not. And they actually had people. I heard in Sacramento, they had cops going around doing parking patrol. So if they saw cars outside of houses like grouped up, they would investigate.
But without a warrant. What, imagine that warrant. Imagine
You
being
don't
told that.
You don't need a warrant if you have probable cause. You can smell the turkey through the window.
Yeah.
You go through a fucking every state's different, or
It's a
every
marijuana
city
shop.
and every county's different. Okay, you go through X amount of weeks or months for an academy. You come out, you're a new guy, whatever. You're in the force. You get your partner. You're trolling the streets. You're pulling people over for speeding. You're pulling people over for drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to casual. You're going to deaths. Whatever the fuck, car accidents. There's deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas presents on the side of a little kid's dead. All kinds of crazy fucked up shit the cops see.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a call. Hey, there's 7 people parked outside of Mrs. Jones's house for Thanksgiving.
It's a dead serious situation. Might
Yeah,
need-
well, I'm on my way to a suicide. No, listen, you don't understand.
we got an armed
7
robbery in
cars.
place.
There's that can wait.
Yeah.
That can wait.
Put that on the lower on the priority list.
There's
We-
7 cars parked
got
outside
people-
of Mrs. Jones's house right now, and we need you to go over there, and we need you to give them a.
We got reports that
Give
they're
it
not not wearing masks.
They're not wearing
Or
masks.
social distancing
They're
inside.
not
And they're
social
also
dis-
taking pictures in front of their
There's
house.
music playing.
And they're having fun.
The mother hugged the child as they came through the door. They haven't seen each other in years.
They hugged without masks.
And they hugged without masks. And we're going to need you to go over there. And we're going to need you to
Yeah.
pull them out. And we're going to need you to bring them downtown.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. That
Sounds-
sounds like the
sounds-
Constitution I swore an oath to.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Did you hear
Not even a state constitution,
Just
let alone the fucking
the federal constitution.
federal constitution.
they were telling people not to play loud music
Mm.
because when you play loud music, it means you have to like shout over it, and you're
Yep.
spreading more COVID
Yeah.
when you're yelling.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised the cops didn't come to my mom's family gathering.
Well, I'm in Reno.
on-
The new
on
Nevada
Friday.
regulatory statute is don't have too many people over for Thanksgiving. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's what they did for California too.
Yeah.
They it's supposed to be like no more than 6 people.
Well,
but-
it used to be one of the questions I had when I worked law enforcement at one point in my life, and one of the questions I asked was, why is this a Nevada regulatory statute? And they said because somebody somewhere did something stupid, and now it's a rule.
No,
Yep.
it's a rule. Yep.
So
Jimmy's Law.
Then I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, you probably shouldn't do that. Like, it was something that people really shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And but now
It's just more and more
it's
and more.
just like
just building, building,
too many
building.
people eating turkey.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Too many people just socializing and being with their families. That's just no. That's a
Yep,
big no.
yep.
Big fat no.
Hey, but big Supreme Court win in New York.
Yeah.
What
you
happened?
are allowed to go to church.
Yay!
Yep. The practice freedom
Hallelujah!
of religion prevailed according to the First Amendment in
Mhm.
New York. Andrew Cuomo's not happy about it. You can pull that one up if you like, but they
I can
lost
tell-
5-4.
I can tell you're a religious man just by your stature and your.
I'm not a religious man. I am a spiritual man.
Oh,
I do
you
Oh,
not
okay.
follow
Oh,
church law.
one of those.
I do not
one of
follow
those.
church law.
Okay. Good
Well,
for you.
Jesus is my only boss.
Fishing off the back of a camel is still illegal in the U.S. No, that's
Fishing off the back of a camel.
apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
According-
And you also, I think in Montana, you can't have a llama within 14 feet from the road. That's a real law. I think it's
Wow.
Montana.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
not
in
sure.
California, you're not allowed to gather rainwater. so-
California, you're not allowed to fucking breathe.
You're not allowed to do anything in California. You're not allowed to exist in California. We prefer if you just didn't exist and you still pay taxes though.
No.
Yeah, to pay for everything. Pay
Meat Puppet brought a llama within 14
Yeah, because
feet
I want
of
to
a
stay
road
inside
last
my
week.
house as there's a wildfire coming up next to it.
You might want to, yeah, be careful, Meat Puppet. They're gonna have the law enforcement coming after you now.
Meat Puppet. That's a real guy.
Yeah, it's a real guy.
I like him.
We've got all kinds of interesting folk in our chat sometimes.
Where's Meat Puppet? Meat Puppet, where are you from?
Yeah, Meat Puppet, tell us where you're from. We want to know.
Keep the llamas safe, man.
Keep the llamas safe.
Llama Lives Matter. That's a hard one to say.
LLM.
LLM.
Llamas lives matter. LLM. Man.
Hey, what's plural? Is it llamas or is it llami?
I think it's llamas.
I think it's llamas.
I think that's
He's not from Wyoming. He's from New
Well, a
Jersey.
bunch of crows are called
He's
a murder.
from Morristown,
That's
New
true.
Jersey.
He's from Joyzy.
That's
And he
right.
was in. He
Joyzy?
was trying to steal some fucking turkey bones.
No, the guy in the chat that talked about the
Oh,
llamas.
Joyzy.
Llama.
Oh, Chris Christie. There you go.
Vaughn says in Alabama it's illegal to walk down the street
Speaking
with ice
of
cream in your
obese.
back pocket.
Well, why would you want to have ice cream in your back pocket? It'll melt all over your butt.
But if there's not a law,
If you think
against-
about it, there's so many stupid laws, and now we have a new one.
Yeah,
well,
might as well.
some people
Just
need those.
add it.
Some people need those. If you didn't know there was illegal to put ice cream in your back pocket, you wouldn't otherwise know it's not a good idea.
Yeah, there are a lot of R-turds out there that don't
Yeah,
know
But
that.
Dude.
no cop would enforce the llama 14 feet from your fucking, or the ice cream one you guys are talking about.
Mhm.
But they are being pressured to enforce this fucking
COVID.
COVID
law.
shit.
Well, you know what? The sheriff in Sacramento said that he's not enforcing any stuff.
Good.
Oh, you got
Which
one of
is-
them there.
I got lucky.
You got one of them actual sheriffs?
Got lucky.
Yeah. Got one of them actual sheriffs that understands the Constitution,
In
the state and the
Sacktown, huh?
federal. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sacramento. I'm
The
surprised.
only decent part of that whole local government agency there.
Yeah. Pretty
Is
much.
Sacramento red, blue, or kind of right
it's
down the
Blue
middle?
as
It's-
blue can get.
Yeah.
It's blue.
Super blue.
Everything
the sheriff's not.
Everything outside
Sheriff's
of
not
Sacramento.
apparently.
Everything outside of Sacramento's red.
Yeah.
I don't know if
people-
that makes you blue or red, though. I think that just makes you have common sense.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't think it's
Principles.
political, really.
Principles, yeah. No, Sacramento is like super blue, and like he said, outside of Sacramento, you got like Placer County, El Dorado County. You've got all these other counties, and they're all red.
So any city, the same situation. Cities are always super blue. Everything outside of it is red.
Mm-hmm. Bay Area is the same kind of thing. You know, you go into like San Francisco, super blue, and some of the other areas around the Bay Area.
And by
Pretty
the way,
blue.
it's about 9:58 p.m. It's about 43 degrees outside. Stay tuned, and here we go.
Stay tuned to Weekly Narrative.
Actually, I think we're about to wrap it up here.
Yeah,
Yep, we covered all the stories we wanted to talk about.
yeah, we did.
We covered it. Hey guys, so we're gonna have a video we're doing tomorrow. We don't know if it's gonna be on this page, another page, or a bunch of pages. Who knows?
Just stay tuned.
But stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming. The video's not gonna be out tomorrow, but we're gonna be out
We're
there
gonna be out
filming
filming and hanging out and
it, and it's
having
gonna
fun.
be fucking hilarious.
It
Going
will
out on
be,
the street.
So try to share it when it comes out, guys.
especially with these two, because they're funny. They're way more funny than I am.
Well, come on, don't victimize yourself. Jeez.
LGBT always victimizing
I
themselves.
I
you know.
have to. That's part of being like the token lesbian. Is
You're
I have
so
to
gay.
self-victimize.
Ken says it's the last ride of the season. I used to ride before I moved, but you don't ride, do you?
Ride what?
Motorcycle?
Motorcycle? And I don't speak gay.
There goes Ken. Ken no longer watches us.
Who
Yep.
killed Kenny?
Ken's gone. Ken's like, we're out. You call me gay for riding a motorcycle. I'm out.
Yep, I think that's about it for us guys this week.
Take care, guys.
Like you said, we're gonna be out filming for you guys tomorrow. New video. Stay tuned. We'll be back in Sacramento streaming on probably
Last
Friday.
video we did, we got
Friday or
married in a
Saturday.
chapel.
Yeah.
It's true.
They tried to get married.
We almost got married at chapel.
Almost
in
got
Reno.
married. Almost
That's-
got gay married.
That's what you can expect from this content that's coming out for you
Yeah.
guys. So if you liked what you saw with the stream, if you had fun, hit the like button down there, subscribe, the bell, all that. I think it's over here somewhere.
Hit the notification bell so that way when we do go live, you guys get notified.
See you guys on the next one.
God bless.
God
This is Cut from Cut
bless.
Productions, Delaney, Jeremy from the Weekly Narrative. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the next one later this week.
Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole.